아크인베스트가 2026년 전망 보고서 빅 아이디어스 2026을 내놨습니다. 이 보고서는 매년 발간되는 아크의 대표 리포트인데 올해로 벌써 10번째입니다. 기술과 산업 트렌드를 정리해서 투자자와 업계 리더들이 앞으로 어떤 기회를 열릴지를 미리 가늠해 볼 수 있도록 돕는 자료이기도 한데요. 특히 눈에 띄는 건 캐시우드가 올해를 대규모 투자 사이클과 규제 완화가 동시에 작동하는 해로 보고 있다는 점입니다. 또 AI를 가장 중요한 테마로 꼽으면서도 M7 가운데 테슬라를 제외한 빅테크 비중은 오히려 조심스럽게 가져가야 한다고 강조합니다. 그 배경은 무엇인지, 캐시우드가 바라보는 시장 전망은 어떤 모습인지 자세한 내용은 영상에서 확인해 보시죠.
So I've read through your outlook in which you lay out some specific themes that you like, but let me just ask you, you call the U.S. economy a coiled spring for many reasons. I'm wondering how you think that translates into what the markets may do this year.
Yes, well, we think that we've been through a rolling recession. We've seen it in housing, manufacturing, small business, consumer sentiment, and that thanks to tax cuts, big refunds this first quarter, but corporate tax cuts as well, so big investment cycle ahead, as well as deregulation, which I think is highly underestimated in terms of its impact, and lower interest rates and lower inflation. Sounds like Goldilocks, that is all going to play out this year and be very good for the financial markets.
It's curious to me, I think, that of your 5 themes for 2026, AI is at the top of the list. But you do not own any large positions in any of the hyperscalers. You have 1% positions in Meta and NVIDIA and Amazon, and we can get into NVIDIA specifically in a moment because there are things I want to ask you about that. But why is that? If AI is such a big theme of yours, why don't you have bigger stakes in any of the so-called hyperscalers?
One of the reasons is we think the shareholder base of those companies is changing and will continue to change because shareholders in the last cycle who got used to huge cash flow and cash positions building, very little M&A because FTC had shut down M&A. All of that is changing with AI now, and with a new FTC. So we're seeing huge capital spending and returns on invested capital probably coming down for a while. And the shareholder base in those companies has really stayed with them because returns on invested capital had been moving up. I think this is a bit of a shock to their system. And as you know, we are very focused on, more pure play future winners. I'm not saying the Mag 6 won't win. In many ways, they will. But they certainly, any company that is in the broad-based benchmarks and has risen to the top has gotten there because of past performance and a certain DNA that worked during the last 20 years or so. We think there's so much disruption happening now, technologically enabled disruption, some that will benefit, some that will not benefit the Mag 6. So we're much more focused on, the companies that are not as well known, but are going to benefit enormously from the year ahead. And